The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Zixthor of the Krellian Empire rose from his hover seat. His three eyes gleamed with what he believed was intimidating authority as he activated the holographic display. Images of Earth, a small blue marble in an unremarkable corner of the galaxy, rotated slowly in the center of the chamber. Esteemed members of the Council, Zixthor's voice resonated through the translation matrices. The time has come to address the human infestation. For too long, we have tolerated their expansion into our territories, their reckless disregard for established protocols, and their insufferable attitude toward superior civilizations. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the assembled delegates. The humans had indeed been troublesome since their discovery of faster-than-light travel merely 2 centuries ago. They had spread like wildfire, establishing colonies on worlds the Council had deemed unsuitable for habitation. They had survived in environments that killed most species within hours. They had even thrived on death worlds classified as Class 9 hazardous. Therefore, Zixthor continued, his mandibles clicking with satisfaction, the Krellian Empire formally declares war upon the human homeworld of Earth. We shall demonstrate what happens to primitives who refuse to know their place. The declaration was met with stunned silence, followed by a chorus of affirmative clicks, whistles, and telepathic agreements. Finally, someone would put the humans in their place. Within 6 hours, the declaration had reached Earth. Within 7 hours, humanity's response had gone viral across the galactic network. Captain Sarah Chen stood before the emergency session of the United Earth Assembly, her face displaying what could only be described as barely suppressed amusement. Madam President, esteemed delegates, I've been asked to brief you on the Krellian Empire's declaration of war. She paused, her lips twitching. I apologize in advance for what I'm about to say, but they've declared war on us because, and I quote, humanity refuses to acknowledge the supremacy of established galactic powers. Silence. Then someone in the back of the chamber started laughing. Within seconds, the entire assembly had erupted into laughter. President Martinez wiped tears from her eyes as she tried to restore order. They're serious? She managed to ask between chuckles. Completely serious, ma'am, Captain Chen replied, grinning now. They've assembled a fleet of approximately 15,000 vessels and are currently en route to Earth. ETA, 6 months. 15,000? Someone called out. That's adorable. The Earth Defense Force's response was not what the Krellian Empire had anticipated. Instead of panic, instead of desperate pleas for negotiation, instead of the fearful scrambling of a species facing extinction, Earth's official response came in the form of a single video broadcast that reached every corner of the galaxy. It opened with a human, a young woman with vibrant purple hair, sitting casually in what appeared to be a recording studio. She wore a t-shirt that read, I survived Dark Souls, with a subtitle in Galactic Standard that translated to, a human recreational torture simulation. Hey there, galactic community, she said cheerfully. Sarah Martinez here with Earth's official response to the Krellian Empire's super serious declaration of war. First off, guys, really? Did you Google us first? Did you check our Wikipedia page? Because if you had, you might have reconsidered. The video cut to footage of humans doing what humans do best, surviving the unsurvivable. Clips showed colonists on lava worlds, children playing in toxic atmospheres with nothing but basic respirators, miners working in the crushing gravity of super-Earths, and explorers swimming in the acidic oceans of death worlds. See, Sarah continued, here's the thing about humans. We're what the rest of the galaxy calls insane. We originated on a Class 7 death world. Do you know what that means? Our planet actively tries to kill us. Hurricanes, earthquakes, volcanoes, tsunamis, predators with venom that can drop an elephant, microscopic organisms that can shut down our organs, and don't even get me started on Australia. More footage rolled. Humans skydiving, humans free climbing sheer cliff faces, humans swimming with sharks, humans running with bulls, humans doing something called parkour that made most aliens physically ill to watch. We evolved in an environment so hostile that our stress response, our fight or flight mechanism, is permanently set to fight. We pack-bonded with apex predators and turned them into pets. We invented sports where we throw ourselves down mountains on planks of wood for fun. We created recreational activities that involved jumping out of perfectly functional aircraft. We have a saying, hold my beer and watch this. It precedes approximately 70% of our most spectacular failures and our greatest achievements. The broadcast cut to historical footage. Humans at war. Not pretty sanitized war, but the raw, terrifying reality of what happens when humans decide something needs to die. The Krellian military analysts watching this broadcast felt something unfamiliar. Unease. "Now about your declaration of war," Sarah said, her tone shifting from cheerful to something colder. "You're bringing 15,000 ships? Cute, we'll bring 16,000. You're planning to blockade Earth? Good luck with that. We've been preparing for hostile alien invasion since before we even knew aliens existed. We've written thousands of books, created countless movies, and played innumerable games about this exact scenario. We've been training for this fight since we first looked up at the stars and wondered what was out there." The video showed Earth's defensive installations, orbital railguns, planet-side mass drivers, hidden asteroid bases bristling with weapons, and fleets of warships emerging from Lagrange points like sharks scenting blood and water. "But here's our counteroffer," Sarah said, smiling again. "You turn that fleet around right now, you issue a formal apology, and we'll forget this ever happened. We'll even throw in some of our Death World coffee as a peace offering. Fair warning, though. It's been known to hospitalize other species. We drink it for breakfast." The broadcast ended with a simple message in every known galactic language. Earth remembers. Earth endures. Earth does not yield. The memes started within minutes. The mockery was relentless. Across the galactic network, the Krellian Declaration became a joke. Humans created parody videos, satirical songs, and comedic sketches. One particularly popular meme showed a human child's lemonade stand with a sign reading, "Lemonade 50 credits or 1 Krellian warship." Ambassador Zixthor watched in horror as his empire became the laughingstock of the galaxy. The other council members, who had enthusiastically supported the war declaration, now distanced themselves with impressive speed. 3 weeks later, the Krellian fleet quietly reversed course. 1 month after that, a formal apology arrived at Earth, along with a request to establish trade relations and a desperate plea to know humanity's secret to surviving in such hostile conditions. Earth's response was simple. "We don't have a secret. We just don't know when to quit." And somewhere in the Galactic Council chambers, a new policy was quietly implemented. Never declare war on a species that considers a death world home, especially if they think it's funny.